Hi everybody, April here with Second Star Journal. Welcome to this week's process video where we're going to be documenting Project Life Week 6. This week's products are a mix of old and new. Majority of the die cuts come from my L Studio January subscription, as well as a few of the journaling cards. I decided to use my new subscription kit because of the picture of my gram right here. Sunday was her 97th birthday and I was able to call her and wish her a happy birthday, and we had the cutest conversation. Later in the day, my mom sent me this cute photo which had kind of like a heart filter on it, and I loved how it almost matched that mini heart journaling card perfectly. This card I'm going to keep simple. I just stick down the photo of my gram and then take a little heart mini tag die cut and my favorite Kelly Creates marker, which you'll see me test a couple of them to see the thickness of it, and write out happy birthday on it and stick that down to the photo. The last thing I do with this journaling card is I take a die cut that says "You are one of a kind" and just stick that above the photo of my gram, and then put this journaling card to the side for now. This next journaling card and the photos, I had a hard time deciding if I wanted to actually document it this week. As much as I want this project to be happy memories, the reality is sometimes there's stuff that happens in life that aren't going to be happy memories, but I do want this project to document everything that is happening in my life right now. Monday morning, I woke up to a text from my mom saying that the apartment buildings that we lived in before we bought our current house were on fire. Thankfully, everybody made it out alive, but all of those people lost all of their belongings, and it was really emotional for me because this was the apartment buildings that we took both of our girls home to from the hospital, so they held a lot of memories for us. What was amazing to see is that around 7 o'clock in the morning, the local high school said that they're going to open up the gym to the residents, so they had a warm place to meet and kind of figure out the next steps. And around, I'd say maybe 1 o'clock around lunchtime, they ended up posting a video, and I took a screenshot of the video, which is that bottom photo. And on the video, they said, "Thank you to everyone, but we can no longer take donations at this time," because they had received so many donations. And the video goes around showing that every lunch table was filled with jackets, clothes, food, household items. It was very heartwarming to see because the high school never said that they were asking for donations. They just said that that's where they're opening up to have residents come. And so many people just went and donated items right away. And it really just was kind of like a amazing act of kindness on the community. So as you saw, I just kind of wrote little lines and then used that to do some quick little journaling about the apartment building and how, our kids grew up there for the first 2 to 3 years of their lives. And then I just stuck that photo down. I found these 2 die cuts that I really wanted to use. That one that I just stuck down says "Good things are ahead." And then there was that gray one in the top right that says "Radiate kindness." And I like this little kind of ticket journaling tag, so I just put that behind the photo to kind of break up that white section that is on the photo and the top part of that journaling card. Now I will link the tape down below in my description, but I love how you can stick it down, and if there's something that you wanted to add, like you saw me pull up the photo that I had stuck down before and just added that ticket behind it, and then I just stick down that "Radiate kindness" in the top right corner, and then use my Heidi Swap stapler just to kind of give it a little bit of definition, and then call this card good. The rest of the week we didn't really do much. It was a very busy week for me at work, so I spent majority of my evenings just trying to unwind, which for me consists of usually binge watching some of my shows, reading books or listening to music. So I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to use this old journaling card. And this one's going to go super quick because I just end up writing in what I'm currently watching, currently reading, and currently listening to. And then just to add some color and definition, I grab 2 little die cuts and stick those down and then just call this journaling card done. The next journaling card that I'm going to work on was another older one from my stash. It is hard to see, but in the top left corner it says month and it leaves that blank space so you can put the month in. But I thought this would be a perfect way to stamp out this week so it would read this week's highlights. So I grabbed my Citrus Twist Retro Weekish stamp set and I have a stamp on there that says this week, but since this is my first time using it, I do want to prep the stamp. Normally I would use an eraser to prep it, but instead I just end up rubbing my finger on it and testing it out on a spare piece of paper. Once I am happy with the way it stamps out on the spare piece of paper, I stamp it in the right side of that journaling card. The next stamp set that I grab is Elle Studio's monthly and daily tab stamp set. This was actually a free set that came with my January monthly subscribers, so it was free to subscribers, and it has kind of abbreviated weeks and months on it as well as numbers. So I grabbed the Sunday and the number 7, and I kind of lined that up and stamped that in the first journaling spot, and I do the same for Monday the 8th and Thursday the 11th, but I will go ahead and skip forward so you guys don't have to watch that. Once the stamping is complete, I just grab my pen and kind of fill out some journaling in there talking about things that had happened this week. Now I do want to cover up that phrase month. It is in the top left hand corner, but for now I'm going to put this journaling card to the side and grab my title card. To stamp out the number 6 this week, I decided to grab my Elle Studio Medium Jane Solid Alpha stamp set. This is one of my favorite stamp sets, and I just put the number 6 on the right side of my title card. Now, this is around the point when I realized that I didn't have a label picked out to stamp out my days of the week, so I quickly pull out my bin that has some of my labels in it, and I do end up finding a pre-cut gray label, and I kind of like how the color of the gray matches the color of the die cuts on the right side of my spread, and it kind of pulls it together, so I decided to go forward with this label. Now I do play around with placement for a little bit, but do end up deciding to put it at the bottom of the card and just cutting off the excess. So I grab my Heidi Swap roller date stamp set, and just spoiler alert for everybody, I'm horrible at using this thing. I can never get it to line up straight, and you'll see it on my second stamp. It's kind of to the side, but I don't stress about it. I continue to go forward, and I just grab my journaling pen and make a little heart for the dash. For the word week, I wanted to do something a little bit different and use alpha stickers, so I grabbed my Studio Calico Greenwich Market Gray alpha stickers, and unfortunately they are sold out because I did try to find the link for you already, but I work backwards. I grab the K first because I want to make sure it lines up and will fit, and I use my reverse tweezers just to make sure that it is straight, and I stick those down. The last thing that I do on my title card is stick down that label and cut off the extra, and the best part about that is I can use that second part of that label on a project later on. The last photo I'm journaling about this week is a photo I took of my tea. I grabbed the stamp set that came with the Featurecraft Happy at Home kit, and I used this kit in a previous spread, and I will link the video up in the top right now. But this stamp set had a little stamp that said "A Little Self-Care," and I stamped that directly onto the photo. Now you can't tell in the video, but I do move a little bit, so it does come out a little bit smudged, but I'm still happy with the way it looks. I used HP glossy photo paper and then my archival jet black ink, and I don't seem to have a problem stamping on the photos directly. You do have to let them dry, but I love stamping on the photos. To finish off this photo, I just grab those 2 little die cuts and stick them down, and then call this photo good. Now, for the most part, this spread is done. I just was looking for something to cover up that word month on the highlight journaling card. So I go through my alpha stickers and find my Felicity Jane Shea puffy word stickers and see that they have one that's in the black that says details. And I put that over that to cover up the month. Now, I didn't want to go overboard with word stickers again this week, but when I was putting this away, I saw my Felicity Jane Jenny word stickers had one that said birthday, and I couldn't miss this opportunity to put that on the picture of my gram. For the most part, this spread is done, but I just feel like this week highlights journaling card is kind of a little... It's just missing some color, so I grabbed my favorite Tiny Shapes and Dots puffy stickers from Elle's Studio, and they have a pink section of hearts, stars, and dots. So I grab a heart one to put on the photo of my gram, and then I end up grabbing a dot and replacing the little heart dash that I put on my date stamps and putting the pink dot there. And then the last pink one that I use is a star, and I put it on the highlights journaling tag, and it gives that more color. And then I just grab one more heart sticker and put it on the This Is Love and call this spread good. Thank you everyone for your support in watching this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!